Interesting article in the Asian Times. China's base in Sri Lanka, part of its dominant Indian Ocean presence. Sri Lanka recently announced it was shifting its naval base from Galle to Hambantota port, considered China-controlled, with a major role in China's Belt and Road Initiative. Sri Lanka has informed China that Hambantota cannot be used for military purposes, while China says the Hambantota port project is meant to help Sri Lanka become a logistics hub in the Indian Ocean. These are standard Chinese checkers. China said Gwadar in Pakistan was only being developed for commercial purposes, yet Chinese Marines are already deployed in Gwadar, and Chinese naval ships are being stationed there along with Pakistani vessels. The magnitude of Chinese investments in Sri Lanka is part of China's debt trap policy, whereby loan repayment includes strategic gains. Chinese nuclear submarines docking at Colombo since the early 2000s never docked at Sri Lanka Port Authority berths in Colombo mandated for military vessels, but instead docked at Colombo's South Container Terminal, a deep water facility built, controlled and run by China in clear violation of the China-Sri Lanka Protocol. CSCT is a Chinese enclave within a Sri Lankan administered harbour. That is the advantage of the debt trap, and much has happened since then, including Hambantota being leased to the Chinese for 99 years. The Chinese Sri Lankan military base in Hambantota must be viewed in conjunction with other China bases in the Indian Ocean region. Gwadar and Djibouti are already operationalized. In fact, China has targeted high-grade lasers at US pilots from its Djibouti base. China is constructing its second overseas military base in Pakistan at Jiwani on the Gulf of Oman, which is much closer to the Straits of Hormuz than Gwadar. The crow flight distance between Jiwani and Chabaha port in Iran is just 35 kilometers, whereas Gwadar is 72 kilometers. India's plan for a military facility on Assumption Island of Seychelles remained jinxed without approval from the Seychelles Parliament. Recent reports indicate China is looking to establish a joint ocean observation station at Makunduhu, the westernmost atoll in the northern Maldives. Hambantota, Gadhu, Makundu, Gwadar, Jiwani, in conjunction Chinese port development activities in Bangladesh, Myanmar, Thailand and other parts of the IOR form a strategic matrix that indicates China's South China Sea Strategy 2 is underway. It should be of serious concern to the world. My piece over the weekend was the Indian Ocean economy in a port race. Good morning from Durban, South Africa. Durban is the southernmost and largest port on the Indian Ocean in Africa. In 2017, the port catered for 9,821 vessels and processed 22,785,761 metric tons of cargo, and has the largest population of Indians outside India. The Indians in Durban and all along the Indian Ocean coastline, from Mombasa to Beira to Durban, were brought to Africa by the monsoon winds. Professor Felipe Fernandez Amesto explains the precocity of the Indian Ocean as a zone of long-range navigation and cultural exchange is one of the glaring facts of history made possible by the reversible escalator of the monsoons. The Indian Ocean economy preceded the Atlantic Ocean economy, where the Europeans only learned how to crack the code of the Atlantic winds long after the Indian Ocean. Then, once they cracked the code, a new Western culture arose on both sides of the ocean. As we scan the blue economy, it is worth appreciating that maritime shipping is the lifeblood of Africa, with over 90% of the continent's imports and exports transported by sea. Today, from Massawa in Eritrea, admittedly on the Red Sea, to Djibouti, from Berbera to Mogadishu, from Lamu to Mombasa, to Tanga to Bagamoyo, to Dar es Salaam, through Beira and Maputo, and all the way to Durban, and all points in between. You're witnessing a port race of sorts as everyone seeks to get a piece of the Indian Ocean port action. China, the Belt and Road Initiative, the Gulf countries who now appear to see the Horn of Africa as their hinterland, Japan and India to a lesser degree, are all jostling for optimal geo-economic positioning. Overlay the geopolitics, and it is worth noting that the geopolitics has become much more fluid. Fluidity has been engendered by the spectacular arrival of Prime Minister Abiy in Ethiopia, which is landlocked, but of course a key future taker of port facilities, who has made peace with Afwerki's Eritrea and is surely set to undercut Djibouti and even Lapset, both projects which seem to me to have been predicated to some degree on a permanent freeze in relations between Ethiopia and Eritrea. Investments in ports have a long lead time, and I'm not certain that those same investments are able to recalibrate at the speed with which the geopolitics is moving. The big risk is that these port investments will be Hambantota. Bloomberg reported that Hambantota Port had become a cautionary tale for Xi's Belt and Road aspirations. The idea was to take an inconsequential harbour visited by fewer than one ship a month on average and turn it into a modern, bustling seaport, adorning a southern Belt and Road maritime route. It hasn't turned out so well. Hambantota, population at the time 11,200, got a new port. The port was partly funded during the Rajapaksa administration by a loan from the Exim-Port Bank of China. By the time Rajapaksa was voted out of office in 2015, more than 90% of Sri Lanka's government revenue was going towards servicing debt. Last year, with Xi's Belt and Road plan in full flow, a new Sri Lankan government moved to ease the debt. In return for $1.1 billion, it basically handed the seaport over to China. All these huge projects are a waste, says Wala Thanatri, a local politician who opposes the current Sri Lankan government. No ships are coming to the port, and no flights are coming to the airport. I'm bullish on the blue economy, in particular the Indian Ocean economy, which is set to relive its glory days. Unlike the marvelous song Everyone's a Winner by Hot Chocolate, there will be winners and losers. Everyone is drinking the Indian Ocean Kool-Aid right now. This is a photograph of the Umhlanga beach in Durban.